Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to do a little bit of a retro throwback video. See, I recently realized I had two very large holes in my Punisher collection, which were these two Nemesis Build-A-Figure Wave Punishers. I didn't have either one of them, so I hopped on eBay, searched around for a couple of days to find a couple of good deals, and I found them. And I picked them up, and here they are, and I'm very, very glad as a huge Punisher fan to have these guys in my collection. But the question is, if, like me, you love Punisher, or even if not like me, you don't try to collect every single Punisher figure, maybe you just want one good Punisher figure, would one of these be a good option for your kind of go-to Punisher on your shelf? Now, obviously that's subjective. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion. Everybody has probably their favorite Punisher figure, although there's not a lot of them, to be honest. Punisher is a figure and a character who, while he is very popular and arguably an A-list Marvel character, has not gotten anywhere near the love other characters like Captain America and Thor and Spider-Man and Iron Man and Wolverine and all these other characters have gotten. I mean, over the years, he's gotten relatively few 6-inch scale releases compared to a lot of the other A-list Marvel characters out there. And so, you know, I mean, maybe you have a favorite, or maybe you can kind of look at a lot of them out there and go, well, I'd kind of like to have them all because it's not like there's that many of them. Now, I certainly don't have all the Punisher figures out there. I'm still building my collection, hence the reason that I picked up these two. But are these two still good figures worth picking up? Now, I'm going to try and put my bias aside because, of course, my goal is to try and get, you know, one at least of every 6-inch scale Punisher figure that exists for my shelf. But putting that aside, is it still a good figure for you if you, unlike me, are not that insane? And I would argue that yes, these are really good options for a Punisher representation on your shelf. In fact, I could even say that, at least with this Punisher in particular, if this was the only Punisher that you had on your shelf, this is a great figure. Now, compared to modern standards, is it a quote-unquote great figure? Well, it depends on what your definition is, right? If you're talking about articulation, no. We do have single-jointed elbows, and we do have these old-school ball, you know, hip joints there. Although I will say on this figure, compared to a lot of the other figures with these old-school ball-style hips that were coming out at the time, this one looks a lot better than most, but it does have older articulation. That being said, the figure itself is phenomenal looking. I mean, pretty much across the board. This is kind of in that Garth Ennis, you know, Marvel Max style that we've got here. And it looks fantastic. This is a fantastic, just beautiful representation of the Punisher here. And if this was the only one I had on my shelf, I'd feel like I have a really good Punisher representation on my shelf. I think it's a fantastic figure. While I love all the ones that you see there behind you, even though technically one of them is Jigsaw, but I love all of them, you know. I love the old Face-Off one. That's one of my favorites. You know, I love the, what was it, Toy Biz Wave 3 version of Punisher. I can't even remember which one that one is. I love my custom that I did out of a G.I. Joe Classifieds Gung Ho. I love all of them. They're all great. I like them all in their own way. But if I just had this one, would I feel like I have an awesome Punisher sitting on my shelf? Hell yeah, absolutely I would. I mean, look at this dude. He is badass looking. This is a great looking figure all around. And then, of course, you do have the variant, which is a phenomenal figure, although if you're only going to have one, Punisher should be in black. But if you're going to collect both of them, this is a great figure, you know. We've got the painted up skull face, the more traditional skull there on the chest. We've got the camo pants. Everything else is the same. It's the exact same sculpt, exact same everything pretty much, just different deco. Both are fantastic. I think Both are amazing Punisher figures for anybody's shelf. Even today, what are we, probably 13 years after this figure was released, maybe more. I don't remember exactly when this figure came out. What was it, around 2010, 2011, something like that? I think this is still a figure that absolutely holds up in a Punisher collection. If this is your Punisher collection right here, these two absolutely still look amazing and may even be a couple of the better looking ones in this lineup here. And for that alone, I say, hell yeah, it's absolutely still worth going out and picking up. And then on top of that is the fact that they're honestly not that expensive. I got both of these brand new in package on eBay. One I paid $25 for, the other I paid $28 for. Brand new, still in the package, okay? Now that did take a couple days of searching around for a good price on eBay, but that's not bad. I mean, essentially, this one here I paid the same as a brand new Marvel Legend, $25, free shipping. This one I paid $28. So I paid $3 more than this one to get the camo variant of this guy. And again, I didn't get to just jump on eBay and buy the first one that I saw, because yeah, some of these were going for as much as $45 a piece, but I'm not gonna pay that. So I waited, and after a couple of days, I found a couple of good deals on both of them. 25 and 28 bucks. I think that's still a great deal because I think these are still beautifully painted and sculpted figures. Even if the articulation isn't up to modern standards, they still absolutely look gorgeous. And hands down, I think they are 100% worth it. But that is pretty much the reason why I wanted to make this video today, guys, to say, sometimes some of these older figures out there, you're not going to spend a ton of money on, and sometimes they might even be better than some of the stuff we have available to us today, brand new at retail. Not always, but sometimes you can run across some really, really awesome figures for a really good price just by hopping on eBay. And I'm pretty happy to have these in my collection finally. And I think if you're a Punisher fan like me and you don't have these guys yet, they're definitely worth picking up because I think you'll be very, very happy to have them in your collection as well. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate it. And as I always love to say at the end of every single video, and I absolutely mean it, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise, always remember to enjoy your collection.